Hey, my crafty friends. It is Cindy here from Hooked on Crafts. And I'm coming to you again with another market prep video. Let you know what I've been working on this month. And I think I've been pretty productive. I'm looking around because I have all this stuff piled around me ready to show you. And I tried a few new patterns this week, or this month rather. So hopefully you'll like those. All right, let's get started. Okay, so let's get started with some of the $5 items that I made. I'll apologize in advance. Salem is very, very curious about what I'm doing, so he may join us. We'll see. Hopefully not, but hopefully he'll be good and just kind of hang out. So let's start with some $5 items. I want to do $5 items this year just to have something pretty cheap for the kiddos. So I have two octopi. And I'm just tossing them into a bag down here like usual. I did one more stingray. I think I should put a mouth on them. Think they need it? I don't know for the little $5 ones if I'm going to or not. And then I did 3 little baby whales, which I think the whales are super cute. They're one of my favorites to make. So I tend to make quite a few of those. Okay, next let's talk about this little guy. I made this little blue whale. And then I also made 2 little orange whales. And I gave them the eyelashes because I think they're cute. So 2 little orange whales. Next, I worked on some loaf cats. And everybody's making the loaf cats. And I also am going to make some loaf cats. I want to have at least 6 to 10 of these for each show I'm doing. So here's one little black kitty. Then I went to Hobby Lobby when they had some of their clearance yarn on sale. And I bought this yarn, and I think he makes a great kitty. So I made 2 of those. I have quite a bit of this left, so I may make a lot of those. I may make some chickens out of that also. I think I got a great big, it's the same size as the Burnett blanket yarn skeins, and I got a great big one for $1.74 or something. So I couldn't pass it up. I bought the gold and orange colors, and then I also bought a blue one that I thought I might make some whales out of. Okay. Next, I was looking at my inventory sheets, and I don't feel like I have very many of like the medium sized things. I have lots of little $10 items, lots of little $5 items, but I feel like I need to concentrate on some of the medium size, like $15 to $25 items. So I started going with some of the little T-Rexes. I'm going to start with the little guys first. So I had 2 little T-Rexes. This guy is really little. I started with a smaller hook, and I think he was too little, honestly, because I want to sell these for $15 because there's a lot of sewing and all the color changes and stuff. So I made the yellow one, then I made a little bit bigger. If that makes any sense to anybody. So I have those 2. And then I did, now these 2, let's talk about these for a second. This one is made with the Just Chanel, like the Dollar Tree Just Chanel, but it's from Premier. I bought the big, if you remember a while back, I did a haul and I bought the big cones of this. So yeah, I want to make a few of these. I like this little yellow guy. He's pretty cute. And then I have, of course, the little pink, because I tried to do them opposites when I do them. I don't know. They look like little, I don't know, pink lemonade T-Rexes to me. Then I went to some Premier Parfait Chunky that I had, and I made 2 little purple guys. And I think they turned out really cute. And then, guys, I have been on a yarn spending spree. I kid you not. Michael's had a 30% off coupon, so I went and bought quite a bit of Sweet Snuggles Light, and I've been working with it a ton. I'm really enjoying it. And then Joann's had their big twist plush on sale. So I bought like 3 or 4 skeins of it for like 6 something a skein. And then Michael's came back and did a 40% off coupon. So then I stocked up a lot on the Sweet Snuggles Light and the Home Slim. So I bought a lot of that. I went to Hobby Lobby. I bought clearance yarn. And then I had to get a little more polyfill because I was running low on polyfill. And they had, I really have been watching Joann's because I like to work with the Bernat blanket, just because I like the size the plushies come out with. I know some people say they have trouble with their hands and all of that, and maybe they're just crocheting a lot more than I am, but I really don't have a problem with that. Now, the Big Twist plush, I think it's a little bit bigger, and my hands get a little fatigued when I work with that, but I mean, I just switch up. So I make one thing with that, and then I'll go to something with just Chanel, or I'll go to something with the Home Slim, and I just try to switch it up so my hand doesn't cramp, if that makes any sense. And I don't know if that's, maybe it just makes me feel better about it. It's not really a thing. I apologize, guys, if you can hear my dishwasher running. It's Sunday afternoon, and I am in the house alone, so this is the only time I like to film is when I get some quiet time from everybody being gone. But the dishwasher is running, and it's just going to run because my dishes need done, and I don't want to hand wash them. So sorry, not sorry. Okay, so next I went and you're going to see a theme here. You saw the little the whales I did in this orange, or I don't know what color it's actually called. I don't remember. But this is either the Home Slim or the Sweet Snuggles Light. And this little guy turned out cute. I got some new little eyes. Hopefully you can see those without too much of a glare. And they're pink. I bought some more eyes because, apparently I think I have a ton of money to spend, and I've just been buying all kinds of things. Then I went, and this is the Big Twist. So let me show you the size difference in these guys. So you've got Sweet Snuggles Light, and then you've got the Big Twist Pop Plush. So pretty significant size difference. I will charge the higher price for this one. And of course, for this one, I did end up buying some more Bernat blanket just the other day. Like I said, they had a coupon and it wasn't on a doorbuster, so I was able to utilize those savings together, which only made it 6 something for a skein, which to me is a great price. I figure if I sell one thing out of that yarn, I've made my money back. And I know some people break it down by how much yarn they use and how they price their plushies. I'm not going to do that. I'm just not. I don't have that kind of time to invest in that. I don't want to time myself making it. I make stuff as I watch TV. I make stuff on my lunch hour. I'm just not going to do that. So my pricing strategy, maybe you don't want to follow me, but I try to price things where I think it's fair for me, and I think it is fair for the customer. So I'll just say that just right off the bat. I'm probably not the best role model for all of that, but that's how I do it. I did make another little octo in the orange, and I think these are kind of cool for. I'm starting to make, and you'll see here in a few minutes, I'm starting to work on some spooky season stuff because right now is the time. My one market is September 1st, and I think folks are going to be after spooky season stuff. I have sold a couple of my t-shirts already for Halloween that I did, and I think people are just ready. I think they're ready for it. So I am trying to stock up on some Halloween themed items, and sorry, I almost dropped everything. Okay, next I made another little puffer fish. This is in the Chanel, just Chanel from the Dollar Tree or from Premier, as my case is. I did find my Dollar Tree doesn't have very much of this anymore, so that's why I had to break down and buy the cones. The pink is the new color. So it's a little more vibrant color, which I personally enjoy. I like the bright colors. I think the kids like the bright colors. It kind of draws them in. But then I did find this little purple at the Dollar Tree, and they only had a few of them, and I bought like 3 or 4 of them, and that was all they had. So yeah, I snatched those up too. So the little puffer fish, I don't know how many of those I will make because if they're a good seller, I just don't know how well they'll sell. Right now I have about 4 or 5 made. I do want to have at least 10 to 12. I would like to have at least 3 or 4 for each show. Then, as I stated last time, I think I need some more of my medium-sized items. So I went on a turtle parade, so to speak. And this yarn right here is some yarn that I found also at Hobby Lobby on their clearance. And I love the way the shells turn out in this. And you'll see I have like 3 of these made so far, I think, and I didn't even hardly put a dent. One of these is gone. One of the pink is gone, but hardly any of the purple. And I bought 2 pinks and 2 purples, and I left the rest for everybody else because that's the kind of person I am. I didn't want to hoard it all. But I love the way he turned out. This guy's head's on a little wonky, but it's okay. It gives him personality, right? So I have 1 turtle. I have 2 turtles. And this is the other color that was the purple. So I have that one. My bag is getting full already. Hold on one second. Hey guys, I want to kind of double back and talk about this little cap for a second. So this is the popular loaf cap pattern. I'll put the name of the designer up here, probably actually over here. But I kind of modified this to make it smaller. This is not my pattern, even though I modified it. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I feel like a lot of people, they buy a pattern and then they change 1 or 2 little things and they say, oh, it's my own pattern. I don't agree with that. This is not my idea. This is not my pattern. Yes, I did modify this pattern to make it work for me, but the things that make this pattern cute and so a pattern that so many people like, none of that was me. So I am not going to claim that. I'm not going to post that as a pattern I designed, but I did modify it because I like to have $10 items, and her cats are much bigger and they take a lot of the polyfill. Salem's coming up to see me. You guys want to see Salem? He is getting so big. Come here, baby. Sorry, voiceover Cindy here. Sorry, I hit my mic when I was petting Salem, but he is getting so big and he's into everything. He's a sweet little kitty. He's just into everything. Sorry, I just had to get some little cat lovin's for a minute. Okay, so anyways, so I modified this, and without looking, I wrote it down so that my I want to say I'm like at 24 stitches maybe for the main body. I did use her pattern to do the ears. I just adjusted how many stitches in and all of that. I did the feet exactly the same, and I did the tail exactly the same. The only thing I changed was really the amount of stitches that I start with and how many I end up with before I start the ears. And then sometimes guys, I don't even have the pattern with me and I just eyeball it. I make the ears up where I think they should be. I make the feet to kind of match. And that's how I do them. Even though it's probably changed 25% of her pattern or whatever, that to me is not my pattern. And I am not going to claim that. I'm not going to try to sell it. I'm not going to post it anywhere for free because she came up with that pattern and she deserves the revenue from making that pattern. And I know that's not a popular thing. I see so many crocheters out there that say, oh, this is my pattern and it's a bee and it looks just like the bee that everybody else's bee looks like. I'm like, that is not your pattern. It's just not. They didn't come up with the idea. Maybe they changed, instead of starting with 6, you start with 7. That is not your pattern to me. And I'm sorry if that makes people mad, but that's just how I feel. Anyways, sorry to get on my soapbox. It's just one of the things that I think about as I'm showing you guys stuff. So then I made a little purple turtle, and I changed my turtles. I was doing the underbelly and stuff, this part, in like a sand color, and I ran out of sand, so I started doing them in this green sagey color. I'll probably do some in sand too, because I did buy a lot of sand, just 4 turtles, and I want to have enough. I think turtles are a good seller. I think they're going to sell really well, and I want to have quite a few. So a blue guy, and then I did another one of these guys. I really like how this works up on the turtle's back. So I really like those. Honestly, I wish I would have bought a couple more, but I didn't. So, and then I tried a green on green one, and I've never done a green on green one before. But I was watching, I think her name's Maddie and her mom. They do. I feel like they're kind of in New York, in the East Coast area, and they have a vlog, and then they also do a crochet vlog. It's a mother-daughter duo, and they do a lot of crocheting, and I like to watch them because they're just fun. But she was saying that this is one of their best combos colors that sell. I don't know, maybe it's just more realistic and people like it. I would have never thought to do that. I only did one. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's see. Now we're getting to some of the new patterns that I tried. Hold on 1 minute. Let me grab the other one. Okay, so I told you I wanted to have a few Halloween things. So I've made ghosts. We have some ghosts already made. And I saw these little jumping spiders. I think they're called jumping spiders, something like that. And this is not a free pattern. It's a pattern on Etsy. Maybe it's free. I know I just didn't find it. But I bought it off of Etsy. It only cost me, I don't know, $2 or $3. I thought they were going to be a little bit bigger. I got to admit, they're about palm size, and my hands aren't very big. I wanted this to be a $10 item. I don't know if I'll get $10 out of this. These may become $8 items, which is weird because I try to keep all of mine like 5, 10, 15, 20. I don't have to have a lot of change that way, but I don't know. I think they're bigger than a $5 item, and they're smaller than a $10 item for me. And I know somebody's going to say, oh, I sell these for 15, and I don't have a problem with it. In my market, I don't think I would get that. So I got these 2 guys. And then I also got these 2 guys. And I tried to modify this little yellow one. I'm not crazy about how the fangs are done on this one. And there is a spider out there that has like these bobbles for the fangs. I didn't get it quite right. I may try again. I think personally the bobbles need to be together and maybe more stitches on the side. I don't know. I'll try to hack that too and see what I come up with if I like it better. But for now, I just been kind of working on, using up some of my scraps. My smaller items are my scrap busters. I love that because I hate having yarn sit around and all these little balls, and there's not really a lot you can do with it. I probably will make some snakes with a bunch of different color stripes. I think that would be fun. But yeah, so there's that. And then I went on to make a few of the little Yodas. You can tell I was using the greens and the tans. That's the yarn that I had out, and that's what I was working on. So I made this guy. Well, actually, first I made this guy, and then I decided I wanted him to be a little bit bigger. So I made a few more rows, and I made this guy. I don't know if these guys will sell. I love the little baby Yodas. I don't know. That's not really his name. I can't remember his name. I'm not a Star Wars fan. And then I also made the big one. I personally love the big one, but he's going to be a little bit more expensive, and I don't know. I think $10 people will pick up. 15 or 20, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. He's adorable. The patterns for these, I liked them all. I'm pretty easygoing when it comes to pattern. I'm not somebody who's going to pick apart a pattern because you don't have a picture of this or you don't have a picture of that. I'm a seasoned crocheter, and I can usually figure that out. I don't need you to tell me to put the safety eyes in because maybe you didn't use safety eyes, or maybe you're one of those people that glue your safety eyes in, which I do not recommend at all. for safety reasons, because I personally, I'm on my soapbox today. Maybe I shouldn't do this video. Um, I personally don't agree with folks that glue their safety eyes in after their plushie is all closed up, because I think that is a huge, huge, huge choking. I just think little kids, pets, anybody can pull those out so easy, and some little kid is going to choke on that, and that would break my heart. I could not live with myself if that happened. I attach the safety eyes. I do it in a way that I think is safe. If an eye is loose and it feels like it's going to come out, I might put a dab of glue on it just as extra security, but that should never, ever, in my opinion, be the only way you attach safety eyes. That, again, may be an unpopular opinion, but hey, I guess if I'm going to get people stirred up, I'll do it today. It is what it is. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to try, and I have had my eye on this pattern for quite a while because I just think he is adorable, and I think he'd be perfect. I don't know. I wouldn't consider this only a Halloween thing, even though he's kind of he's a goblin, and he's adorable. And I will tell you, the one thing that I had problems with is she does these bobbles with a crab stitch, and I don't understand that. I did message her. She did show how to do a crab stitch. She showed me how to do it on this. She's a very nice little young lady. Her goblin is adorable, but I just did a mini bobble, and I think he looks perfect that way. So I did this one, and then I also did this one. Now, I have a question for you guys. If you look at this purple guy, see how I have his pupils going? That is the way the picture showed it. And I never do mine that way. I always do them down like this. How do you guys do your eyes? Do you do them up? Do you do them cross-eyed? Do you do them down? How do you do these eyes? And maybe it doesn't really matter, honestly, because they're both cute. I mean, they are adorable. I bought some, it's like a dark red crimson color in the Sweet Snuggles Light. I don't know exactly. Maybe rhubarb is the name of that one. And I thought about doing him red with some little black um, warts or baubles. I think that would be really kind of cute. So I may try to give that. Um, I may do that. I don't know how many of these I'm gonna make. But again, he's a medium sized plushie that I think I can. I think these will sell. I hope they sell at my September show. But if not, maybe they'll sell at my November show. I don't know. We're gonna see how they do and go from there. Now, the last guy I worked on, and he's not quite finished yet, but he is a Grim Reaper, and I don't have his little this little sickle thing yet. I haven't made that. I made this with the Posh yarn because I had enough black in the Posh yarn, and I feel like the Posh yarn keeps its structure really well because this is hollow. There's no head in there. And so I wanted to make sure that it would have enough structure to stand up because that's how he looks cool. So I will make the little thing that goes here. I don't know how many of these I'm going to make. Have you guys seen the Posh yarn back at Joann's? Because I did buy a few colors from Joann's, but they did not have black. They had white, they had mint. I want to say they had the orangey color. They had the real neon pink color. They had the neon green color, maybe yellow. But my store did have a few of them starting to trickle back in. So that made me happy. I bought up a few. I do want to do some Grinches for Christmas. I haven't done any of those yet. And I did buy yarn for those. So I need to get in gear. And at least, I would like to have at least 5 or 6 of those. I think they'll sell mostly in November, December. but I might put one or two out if I get them done for September. You never know. People will buy Christmas almost all year round. And Halloween is getting right up there. So, yeah, if you haven't started making spooky things and you have shows coming up, I would recommend making some spooky things. They're going to sell. People more and more love Halloween. I know there are some people that don't do Halloween at all, and I get that. But the people that do like Halloween really like Halloween. I'm one of those folks. I really like Halloween. I like all the witchy stuff. I like the little cute ghosts. I like the Grim Reapers. I just like all of that. Now, I will tell you this pattern that I bought, and I'll also link that down below or across the screen here who this is from. This is a paid pattern. It is a paid pattern for worsted weight yarn. And I think he's only about this tall with the worsted weight yarn, which would be perfect. But I wanted mine to be a little bit bigger. He kind of turned out I wanted mine to be a little bit shorter, so I guess there's no happy in between for this one. But I do like him. I think he will sell, especially once I get his little oh, what's the thing called that he carries? It'll also help stabilize him to stand up because he does wobble quite a bit. Now, I will say in the pattern, it wants you to put a plastic bottom on in the very bottom of him, right here in the base. I did not do that. I don't do that with any of my plushies. I want them to be able to stand on their own. I will say I like this pattern. Um, Everything is sewn on individually, so there is sewing involved. The arms, the little hood here is sewn on, and I kind of had a hard time. I don't know why. I just struggled a little bit with sewing the hood on and making it where it didn't look quite so flat in there. But I really like him. I think I'll try to do one more of him if I can find black yarn. I have some black in Sweet Snuggles Light, and I think I have some Parfait Chunky. I may try the Parfait Chunky with like a smaller hook size to make it like a stiffer fabric to help with the hood part. We'll see. I do want to try another one of him. So that is it, guys. I think for me, that is very productive. I did a lot of bigger things. I'm working on some cows now. I would like to have at least 5 cows for every show. And right now I only have 2 cows. Ugh. So I hope to get another cow done today and maybe one more this week. I got Burnett blanket for that too because I do like the bigger cows because I feel like they take me a while to make. I want to make some money on them, so I like to make them bigger. But right now I'm making the one out of Sweet Snuggles Light, which I love those too. They're just a smaller size. I sell them for a smaller. I want to say I had 25 on those last year. I may bump that up to 30, and I do 35 for my bigger cow. I don't want to go too much higher than that, I think, for my bigger cow because I don't know, I just think that's a lot for a plushie. I do have my big dragons that are a higher price. I would like to do one great big turtle, the jumbo turtle, and have it for like a showstopper. What other new things are you guys trying that you really like that you think would make great market makes? I'm getting kind of tired and bored of making the same old things over and over, and that's why I went to try a few new patterns. I'm not typically a person that buys a lot of patterns just because it's not in my budget, and I feel like a lot of times people buy a lot of patterns and then they don't make half of them, which I get supporting the crochet community, and I love that. And I know patterns take a long time to write and test and remake and test again, and I know that's a lot of work, and more power to you ladies that are doing that. I just don't have the time for that right now in my life. Maybe later. I don't know. I kind of want to do a few tutorials. And I might try to create some little critter of my own that's truly my own for a tutorial. A lot of my YouTube subscribers like my tutorials. They like when I make things, they like when I show them how to make things. Those videos of mine get a lot of hits, whereas market prep videos don't get as many hits. So sometimes you got to give the people what they want. And if that's what they want, then that's what I may do. Even though I'm still going to be doing market makes and all of that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I would love to do a tutorial. I just haven't quite found the item that I want to do a tutorial on. I don't know. I have to think about it and try to come up with something. That's my biggest thing is I am not a pattern designer. That doesn't come second nature to me. So it's hard for me. So sorry if I'm saying a lot. Uh, so that's why I haven't been doing as many tutorials on things. But I do like to show people how to make things, and I do like to show them ways they can make money um, with the craft fairs and the markets. Just because I don't know, I've always had a side hustle most of my life. Even when I was a kid, I was the kid coming door to door and knocking on the door and selling something to for heart health, for the Red Cross, or for so the Salvation Army, or whoever had something going. I was always that kid. People probably locked their doors when they saw me coming down the road because I was always selling something, trying to raise money for a cause, and that's just who I am. I don't have a ton of money where I can donate to different charities, but if I can do something to help, that is more my cup of tea. So that's just what I like to do. All right, guys, I won't keep you any longer. I've rattled on long enough. Everybody, I hope, is doing a great job getting all of your market prepping done. The season is going to be on us really, really soon. So happy crafting. Talk to you later. Bye.